Pregame.com.
Thursday night NBA action, TNT style. We've got the New York Knicks at the Miami Heat. This one's going to get a little bit of attention. You got Linsanity, LeBron, Wade. It's going to be a good game. I mean, I don't get excited about regular season NBA games. This is one I am going to be excited about. I don't know about you.
Oh, yeah, and definitely. And it's funny because I don't always get excited about NBA as a fan, unless I have a wager on the game. But I'm kind of into this as a fan also if I don't have a wager on the game, and I'll be tuning in. But it was kind of funny. I read online on Wednesday that tickets are going, and we're talking about nosebleeds, are going for $600 a pop right now for this particular game, courtside $8,000. So there's a little bit of excitement. And you know about Miami, if it's a big game atmosphere, this team's going to bring it. And in a one-game set, Marco, I don't know that there's any team better. I don't know if they're going to win a championship, but if this team pulls it together, when they want to prove themselves that they have the best players, that Jeremy Lin is nothing, that they're better than them, nothing personal for them against Jeremy Lin, but they want to show that they're the marquee team. They can blow anybody off the court, obviously.
Did you read my notes? First note I had is, first of all, the line, we're projecting it to be Miami 10.5. Now, we're taping on Wednesday. This game's on Thursday, and the Knicks do play tonight. So if something drastic happens tonight, it could shade this line a point one way or the other. But my first note is Miami is the hottest team in the NBA.
Right.
15-2 the last 17 games straight up. My second note is I fully expect a focus game from the Miami Heat as they want to send a message to the upstart Knicks. The NBA Finals go through Miami.
Excuse me, I'm sorry to move on you there, but I just freaked out the producer here. He's going, what is he doing? He's backing away.
You're all pumped up, man. But Linsanity.
Oh man, I'm telling you, it's not just that. They want to prove to everybody watching. I mean, I'm serious. With LeBron and Dwayne Wade, these two guys want to make everybody know, whether you're a fan or whether you are part of the NBA, that they are the best, whether they are or not. I happen to agree that they are the best team in the league. Doesn't mean they're going to win a championship. But the bottom line is they want to prove to everybody. So if they have a chance to lay it on, they're going to lay it on. And if you look at what they've done those last, you said they're the hottest team in the league. During the 7-game win streak, they're averaging about 108 points per game. It's not just defense, although they've held 5 of the last 7 to 90 points or less. So, I mean, you're talking about full court domination right now by this Miami Heat team.
And where I think this comes up with the matchup and why it benefits Miami so much is Miami right now, let's remember, they had the 3 stars last year that come in. Remember how long it took for them to gel, for the 3 stars to play together?
Sure.
That is the basis for this play for me, because this team right now is clicking on all cylinders. The Knicks, there's no question, they're 7-2 since Jeremy Lin took over at the point guard, but this is only going to be the 3rd game with the major piece of the puzzle back in the lineup, Carmelo Anthony. Now, as I said, they're playing tonight, game 2 of it. Game 1 wasn't good. They lost when Carmelo came back, and I wanted so bad. When we were in here Monday taping, I told Brian off the air, I said, I really wanted to play the Knicks or play New Jersey tonight because Carmelo's coming back. I think it's a bad spot for the Knicks coming off Dallas on Monday. But this quirky season that we've got with the scheduling, New Jersey was in their 3rd game in 3 days. So that, the two things offset itself, and if you're a disciplined player, no matter, even though you like a lot of things, whenever you got negatives both ways, you got to kind of just move on to the next game. I just don't see the Knicks being able to go in there and match Miami that's, clicking. There's going to be spots where the Knicks are going to have turnovers. They're not smooth right now. They don't have that flow yet. And I think that's what's going to happen here as this game progresses. Miami's just going to keep pulling away, and then in the second half, I think it's going to get a little bit ugly.
Well, that's the thing. As much as I like Jeremy Lin and I like everything that's going on right now, I'm going to enjoy it as long as it lasts to watch this kid. The bottom line is he will turn the ball over, and he has quite a bit. But when you look at New York right now, and you hit on the good points about this team trying to find the chemistry now that Carmelo's back. They got Amare back not too long ago. And what they're doing is they're running that pick and roll, obviously, which D'Antoni liked to do when he's at Phoenix with Amari and Steve Nash. But there was a great analysis on the web on Wednesday, and I was looking at what they were talking about, and what Amari and Carmelo have to get used to in this new Jeremy Lin-led pick and roll is to not be the main focus of the main action that's going on at the time of a pick and roll. And for New York to work this at its best, it's got to be Lin and Tyson Chandler running the pick and roll, and then Carmelo and Amare, if they're true team players, need to stick around outside because one of them is going to be open on a Jeremy Lin, Tyson Chandler pick and roll. So there's always that chance that they're going to get that open look at the basket, which means it's going to take a hell of a lot of discipline from these two guys who are used to being the primary focus on every play. They're going to be, I don't even know the word for it, but it's going to be a secondary primary role because they're still going to be the guys that need to do the scoring, but they're going to have to do it in a more subtle manner of waiting for the play to develop and taking that pass. If they can do that, then they're going to be able to beat just about any team in the league. But as they're trying to develop this mindset of being patient, these two stars, and Jeremy Lin trying to basically kind of hold back on the turnovers that he's making, trying to do too much, a team like Miami can really throttle them. And that's what I'd be worried about here if I was a Knicks fan or a backer.
I've got Miami winning by 15 or more in this game. It's the last game before the All-Star break, too, which is another point. Miami's on a roll. I think they want to just go right into the All-Star break on that roll, go have the couple days off, enjoy it, and come back and make their run for the NBA Finals. I generally don't like to lay double digits in the NBA. It's not a healthy proposition, because too many times, I mean, you've seen the endings to these movies. They're up 15, 18 points, and all of a sudden they start coasting, and the other team hits a couple threes, and they win by 8, laying 10. But I don't think it's going to be close. I think this is going to end up being a blowout. I'm going with Miami. Tell me if I'm wrong or anything you want to add there.
No, just if I'm on this play, it's got to be Miami or nothing for me. I cannot back the Knicks. If that line is less than 12, I cannot back the Knicks. And I made it 10, you made it 10 and a half. Yeah. So the bottom line for me is it's Miami or pass.
Well, there you have it. First play, Thursday night, TNT. We're going to go with the Miami Heat minus the points. We're looking at it. I've got them winning by 15 or more. We're projecting 10.5. So as Scott said, anywhere in that neighborhood of 12 or less, we're going to be on Miami. And go to pregamevideos.com. We'll carry on the conversation. You can ask us questions about the games. We'll put our show notes in there. And we'll be back. We're going to do another Thursday night basketball game. Kind of big one in the ACC, Duke and Florida State. That one's on ESPN. We're going to cover it next.